Good morning and welcome to High Voltage. It's Tuesday and it's the very first day of April. Let me be the first one to prank you this morning, all right? You will figure it out later on. Welcome to the program. My name is Mavis Atadumi, and I'd like to welcome you to this very special edition of the program. You can join us. It's live on YouTube at High Voltage News. You can also call live into the studio to share your point of view, your analysis, and your understanding or your perspective on all the things that are happening in our nation this morning. Take notes. If you have been listening to the public space, you would realize that our security continues to be at question with events reoccurring at Ehamufu and Edo State, and of course, agitations in the north as regarding the way all of this has been perceived all over the country. Everybody is pissed off. All right, everybody is angry because everybody's interest must be protected and everybody's interest is valid. Everybody's opinion matters. So now the problem is a question of attention and priority. What does the country prioritize? What does the country consider to be important? Are we playing a prank on ourselves as a nation? Are we the biggest fools in the book? These are questions we Nigerians must ask ourselves every now and then. Do we fight terrorism and then rehabilitate them into our government agencies? Are we sabotaging the nation, or are we really indeed focusing on our priority? Are we dying down the situations of Nigerians who are losing their lives and losing their homes every day in their numbers? And we are told that when these people are caught, we have to pay them compensations. We have to negotiate with them to pay them some sort of ransoms. We have to rehabilitate them back into our system with state resources. And we've made all kinds of excuses over the years. And here we are. We are losing Nigerian lives in numbers, and nobody is saying a word. It is hush hush when it comes to the lives of certain Nigerians. And this conversation continues to go. Are certain Nigerians allowed to move on our roads armed to the teeth? And are people allowed to hunt in environments that are not theirs? Are people supposed to take their animals to other people's farmlands to destroy their crops and their businesses? Because agriculture is business. You are stifling people's businesses. You are killing the food of the nation. You are feeding our nation. And everybody is keeping quiet. And this conversation continues to go on. And the government continues to not take a stand about this situation. And every day in the news, our stories are riddled with lives of Nigerians that are being wasted on a daily basis. The governors are quiet about this. I don't know why this situation has to be hush-hush. But if someone mentions a tax reform bill, everybody gets up. You mention a tariff hike, everybody gets up. Petroleum has done a hike. Everybody gets up. Because now Zenith Bank has made more money in its history than it's ever made. Businesses in Nigeria are booming like you've never seen it before. About 4 Nigerians have made it to the Forbes list this year, the first quarter of the year. I'm talking about Mike Adenuga. I'm talking about Dangote. I'm talking about the rest of them. They've made it to Forbes in the first quarter of the year. So we've made more billionaires in the past 2 years, and we've been the poorest we've ever been in our entire history. Banks are cashing out so much, they are telling you their quarterly returns are unbelievable. The telecommunications are moving it. Business owners in Nigeria have to support the government because you know what? They are the ones who get to benefit. And Nigerians are taken to ransom if you dare speak about how stifling and how uncomfortable it takes, how it feels to pay and to make these billionaires. We must understand what our priorities really are as a nation. Is the insecurity benefiting anybody? Because I only hear a certain group of people dying. a group of people are the ones who are losing their lives. Regular, average Nigerians, innocent Nigerians who are in the homes trying to feed us, trying to farm the lands, trying to salvage whatever is left of our agriculture as a nation. So you invade their farms, you rape the women, you set the farms on fire, you take lives, you act like barbarians, you act so inhumanly. And the people are not allowed to complain. They are not even allowed to retaliate. They are not allowed to even protect themselves in any form because they are the ones who get in trouble. So what is the government saying about this? What is the stand of the government about this? Why does this continue to happen? It's Edo State today. It's a Hamufu tomorrow. It's somewhere in Olu tomorrow. And it's somewhere in Abia State the next day. Are the leaders in the Southeast paying attention to what's going on? Anyway, 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347. Remember to drop your comments and contributions on the YouTube channel. All right. Remember to subscribe, to follow, and to like and to share. All right. Do me a favor, when you do call into the program, I expect you to watch your language, keep it simple, civil, and clean. We don't want to break any rules while we're trying to do this, okay? Let's do the right thing and do it well. Now, I'm also going to corroborate some of what I just told you from the news that's coming out of our news channels all over the country this morning. And remember, we do give you investigated stories as well, stories that may not have made it to the headlines yet, but they are coming out from the actual quarters where the news are being made. All right, let me tell you what's going on with the Punch news this morning from the Punch. The lamentations of Nigerians continue to feel the airwaves, even with the Eid al-Fitr, low-key celebrations as Nigerians lament hardship. So this is not the best celebrations for our Muslim brothers this morning, as things cannot shape up the way they usually are, because in reality, despite what we are told, despite what we are convinced, we're tried to be convinced of, the reality of the Nigerian life is quite different from what is being told, especially to the global media, to the public media. The lived Nigerian experience and what we have on ground is a complete contrast. So, so far, celebrations are low-key. This is not a regular headline for the Northern Brothers, but this is happening now, right? This is happening now. And just 3 months ago, when we had this Christmas celebration, we had over 4 stampedes in almost the 3 geopolitical zones in the country, you know, and those stampedes were hunger stampedes because the main reason why it happened, the real reason it happened, was because Nigerians have been told to make themselves available wherever they had seen free food. Now, this statement actually came from the Senate president, current Senate president of Nigeria, when Nigerians complained very bitterly about the policies that its administration was taking. The Senate president, in his very jokey manner, as we've been made to understand, he makes a lot of jokes. He told Nigerians to make themselves available wherever they had seen free food. And knowingly or unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, deliberately or indeliberately, his predictions did come to fulfillment, because Nigerians did make themselves available to where there was free food. And we lost lives of innocent young Nigerian children. Parents were left without their kids, communities losing youth, losing resources, because we cannot act right as a nation. And it continues to go on. and nothing will probably still be done. And so we will continue to do this. Let's continue to look at the news this morning. Lynched travelers, governors demand public parade, and 14 suspects have been moved to Abuja. And by governor, it means Governor Monday Okpebholo of Benin, Edo State, who is doing whatever he can to make sure that the Northerners are not going to fulfill the promises that they have made, because they had promised that they will have retaliation in the north as regards to what has happened to Muslim brothers in Edo State. And we are a lot of people in Nigeria have been full of questions. We are full of questions because it's enough to ask questions. So if anything happens to Northerners anywhere, assuasions have to be made. Governors have to pay compensations. A lot of processes. There's a lot of things that the governor Okpebholo is doing in assuaging of what had happened to the poor Muslim brothers who had lost their lives. They were armed and they were moving from Port Harcourt, that's River State, to Kano, and somehow they got themselves caught up in Uromi, Edo State. They were armed and they were said to be hunters who were moving home in celebrations of the Eid, the end of the Ramadan celebrations. This is the story that we have. And people are asking if the lives that are constantly reported, communities harassed by Northerners as well in the East, what exactly? We are trying to understand what the government is saying. We're asking the government to come out straight and tell us what it is that they are trying to say. Because I don't hear the families run out in Ehamufu, in Uburu, in Ebonyi State. I don't hear them being compensated by the governors in the north. We don't see this sudden arrests, immediate arrests made, and persecutions beginning immediately. Why are we not getting them when the lives in the southeast are involved? Why don't we get such immediate reactions to justice when it's lives in the southeast? It's a very important question to ask. We will not continue to sideline it because it seems that we're not allowed to talk about the problems in the southeast, but somebody has to say it. Why is it different when it's the lives of people who are here, the lives of our people here in the southeast? Is there something that we're being told? The most militarized area in Nigeria is the southeast. We have more military concentration in this part of the country than anywhere else you can think of. The checkpoints are in meters, in 1 meters. They are in literal meters. So if we are so guarded, how come people who are armed are going unchecked and they will invade communities that are already battling harassment from people from their region? And we have heard silence from most governors in the East. These problems, they have continued. And this technicality of justice in this nation is being very detrimental to all of us. Let's continue to look at the news. Lagos State and Kano lead as 170 million Nigerians get their NIN. All right, Naira for crude, federal government and Dangote set for talks as refinery reports and imports. Okay, that story is a little bit complicated. Let's take it again. Federal government and Dangote are set for talks as refineries import 12.6 million barrels daily. Okay, it's not even good. I thought the idea of the new refineries were to take these conversations out of our view of conversation, but from the look of things, these talks are not ending anytime soon. All right, let's see this one. Minister calls for enhanced public-private sector collaboration in the nation. Okay, also, okay, I was going to read you a story, but it's really religious, so I would rather we not go into that right now. All right, let that conversation be had on a different platform. Okay, Enugu ex-Labour Party governorship candidate that is That's Chijoke Edoga. Yes, I forget his name. He's my friend, actually. Chijoke Edoga. I once interviewed him a couple of times, during the elections, and he did have a lot of plans for Enugu State. I mean, he could recite his manifesto off his head. I've interviewed the man a couple of times. I thought he was an okay guy. He was really cool, and he ran that election via the Labour Party. It was quite a struggle. If you were in Enugu during the elections, you would have seen the drama at the INEC, where you had the PDP sectioned on one corner and you had the Labour Party sectioned on one corner, and they were trying to out support themselves and waiting for the results to come out. Anyways, Chidoke Idoga didn't win that election, and that election brought in Governor Peter Mba as the present governor of Enugu State. Now, turns out that the former Labour Party governorship candidate, Chijoke Edoga, has returned to the People's Democratic Party. All right, he served under the PDP, has been a staunch member of the PDP for quite a while now. And his return to PDP has sparked speculations and conversations in Enugu State, particularly about what the motives might be, or what he might be trying to achieve this time around with trying to return to the PDP. And Labour Party in Enugu is not so happy about this development, but this is it. Edoga served as the PDP. He served in PDP in various capacity, like he served in the House of Representatives as a member. He was commissioner for local government affairs and commissioner for environment, among other things. He has also been full of praise for Governor Peter Mba's leadership style. All right, a lot of good things has been said. He says he's very impressed by Governor Mba's visionary, his innovative and transformative leadership, which has inspired him to make this return to the PDP, he says. All right, so the story goes on and on, but Governor Idoga has very good reason, former governorship candidate of Labour Party, Chief Chijoke Idoga, has very good reasons for returning to PDP. But a lot of people don't agree with his return. They think that he might have ulterior motives, or he might have some ambition that he hopes to achieve this time around, which has caused him to return to the PDP. The phone lines are officially open. You can call me this morning. Let's see what you think about this story. 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915-570-8347. Okay, be careful when you do prank anybody. You don't want to give anybody some high blood pressure today. Okay, be careful. Be careful with the jokes. All right. Okay, let's look at the Daily Post this morning. Dangote Refinery, why fuel price may hit above 1,000 naira per liter. Petron President Julius Hari has made this statement. Of course, a lot of people predicted this moment. A lot of people predicted this moment. And this is why we ask you to pay attention, because there are forces behind the things that are happening in our daily lives. And by forces, I mean human controllers who control these things, right? So for some reason, it's just very unheard of, or maybe very unfathomable for certain Nigerians or certain people, especially in the oil and gas sector or in the petroleum sector in Nigeria, to agree to a certain degree that Nigerians actually deserve a certain level of relief. You see, there was a time the petroleum, not just very long ago, just even last week, the petrol was going for about 800, 900 naira around the country. And it seems this is a very difficult condition for some people. They think that if it's not above 1,000 naira, it's not hard enough, or it's not good enough. Arguments have been made as to why Nigerians should purchase petroleum for over 1,000 naira, and I'm still one of the Nigerians who believe that it should not be so. We shouldn't be importing this product. All of the protocols that have been initiated in this particular sector are very unnecessary, and it's causing Nigerians to pay through their nose. And the fact that nobody wants to actually put a pin on it or try to regulate it and try to relieve Nigerians of this problem is what makes you know that it's quite suspicious. Why can't somebody look at the general plight of Nigerians and try to actually fix this once and for all? It's been left to so many dependents. It's been left to so many factors to determine what it's going to be. And also, it doesn't matter what you do to the economic state of the nation. You can just go back and forth. You can turn it up today. You can bring it down tomorrow. You can play with inflation. You can play with economic value. You can play with the naira as often as possible. You don't want stability. You just, this is probably convenient for some people, because a stable economy would have kept us all in a place where we could plan our lives, in a place where we could organize ourselves, use our monies properly, plan our future. But with these back and forth, with these ups and downs, with this lack of stability, you are throwing Nigerians off the radar at every point. Every day we wake up, we have to wait to see how much destabilization is happening today. If the money's in our pockets, we'll do what we needed to do, or if we're going to be shortchanged because of the policies being made by the government. So we might have our resources, but you get to decide whatever it is that we get to do with it. And this is why, as a people, we must consider where we stand in the role of our politics, in the role of our democracy, if that is really indeed what we are practicing as a nation. The electorate must remember itself during those chaotic times and exciting times of elections, when promises are made and passions are coming out from very different sources. But now that there is quiet, this is the time to think. Because in 2026, you'll be excited again. Some of you have already started being excited because we're in 2025. The moves have started being made. The plans are already on the way. Some of you are already excited. But it will get better next year. You will be even more excited. But think about how long you've been quiet and what has happened to you in that silence. That is your reality. So remember that in 2027, that the excitement is going to fade away eventually, and that you will not be sure how much you will purchase rice in 2027. You do not know how much petroleum will cost in 2027. You do not know how much data will cost in 2027. So I just need you to remember this while you might be excited. Don't get easily carried away. Anambra State, don't get excited. Think about your lives. Think about your future. Think about your children. Think about your health care. Think about your state. Think about the things that you require as a people. Think about that when you make your decisions. Don't be excited. Don't be carried away. Stay conscious. Stay aware. Be alert. Know what is happening when it's happening, so that you can make decisions that are good for you, decisions that will help you to catch up, to not be thrown under by the things that are happening. Because if we continue to choose differently, if we continue to make decisions in our choices, whether it's to speak, whether it's to voice our opinions and to raise our voices when the time is necessary, if we don't do those, we are all going to pay for it with the things that we say here every day. And we continue to say them, and it seems there are no ways out. In all of 2023, In all of 2025. One of our greatest successes as a nation is that we managed to pay NYSC members 70,000 naira minimum wage and other allowances, which, totaled it to 77,000 naira this year. And so far, we're not sure if that money is going to continuously be paid to them. It's just been a one-time trial. We've even been told that it's going to be backdated and paid them from sometime last year. They will receive these monies, but so far we've not heard about the backlog part of the payment. But so far they've received their salaries for March, and the reports we have shows that they've been paid the minimum wage. And we've also seen that the military is also pushing for recruitment. Now is also time to see if there is anything you would do for the Nigeria security agencies to inspire young people, because I've also asked the Nigerian public elites, I've asked the elites of this country if their body language as leaders, if they care that the youth participate in what is going on. Except you expect them to participate for all the wrong reasons, which is okay, right? But with the way things are going, it's really, really not encouraging the young Nigerians to be interested in it. We're complaining they do not want to join the workforce. Yes, we had to do a 30-day rant challenge on the internet, calling out the government, be actually an actual rant before minimum wage were paid to youth service corpus. We are fighting a system that seems to be sabotaging itself. That's what it looks like. Because now you don't treat the military well. You don't treat the security agents well. They have to depend on bribes. Who wants to receive bribes on the streets? Who wants to do that? But because it's okay, the system has made it okay for our prestigious security outfits, our security forces, to stand on the streets and receive change on the roads. You want your young people, you want young Nigerians in 2025 to close their eyes, and the best they can dream of is to stand on the roads and take change for bribes? You think that will encourage them to join the forces? They hear on the news that you're paying doctors 5,000 naira for hazard fees, places where they could lose their lives, get life-threatening diseases, get infections. You pay them 5K for hazard that they could obviously, very, very obviously contract from their jobs. And you want Nigerians who are spending millions of Nigerian naira in medical schools to come back and join the same medical system in Nigeria. It's like you have no respect. It's like we have no respect for what is ours. It's like we have no respect for ourselves, for our future. What are we telling our children? You look around you in the Southeast, there are hotels from the beginning to the end. This is the only employment that is visible in our environment. I've asked you people in the Southeast, if you build all of these hospitality outfits, all of these hotels, and you send your children to these expensive schools, are we all going to work in the hospitality industry in the Southeast? Or you're also saving money to send them out of the country where they can get good jobs, or they can get jobs that are in relations to what they have studied in the university? Or we are all going to be receptionists at the hotel, and then we're going to be receptionists that are not paid minimum wage and are expected to cut corners or to even engage with clients so that you can meet up. Are we really, as a nation, do we necessarily care about ourselves in this country? Because now they're not only going to take the young women, because I mean, everybody expects them to take the young women. I'm sorry, this is 2025. They are taking your boys too. I'm sorry to disappoint you. They will take your sons as well. We have constantly refused to do better as a people. We are burying millions and billions in hospitality business. And we dare come for our young people. We comfort them with all sorts of abuse and call them lazy, call them uninterested. Have you seen the legacies that Nigerians are leaving behind? Older Nigerians, because you are the ones with the resources. You are the ones who can afford to build these edifices and make these kinds of investment. It's not young Nigerians. A society that is eating itself from inside. The parasite that is eating us is right on our skin, inside of us, and it's eating deep. The companies that are, the few of them that are here cannot survive. The businesses that are even trying, young people who are trying to start up things, trying to go into entrepreneurship, you cannot sponsor them. You're beaten down. They're closing and they're closing shop because the loans are too high. There are no support. The taxes are too much. Again, do we mean well? Are we really trying to grow? Are we trying to do better? Are we really trying to develop our nation? Are we trying to grow? Or are we trying to beat it to the ground? Because we're calling these edifices, we're calling them infrastructure. You come into a state and the fact that all it has, 60% of its development are hotels, and we're calling that infrastructure. And unemployment is swallowing the young people in this country. It's swallowing them up. There are no jobs. The ones that are available don't pay nothing. It's not worth it. Young people would rather sit at home than even bother. I'm asking Nigerians who are standing in a place of power to stand in some level of truth. You can help us. You can help the nation. Older Nigerians, I'm talking to you this morning. You are the ones who have majority of the resources. You have majority of the power. You have majority of the access. You are the ones who are running things everywhere. You must understand that your legacy is not looking too good. The things you are leaving behind is not looking too good. The older ones are few, but most of you are quite close to us. And the way you are also doing and acting and conducting yourselves, it's not okay. We expect that you know better, especially those of you who are young, who are in the government, who are in these offices, who are in these positions of control, who are in these positions of change. Those of you who are younger, look at where we are and imagine where we are headed at the foot at which we're marching on. I'm encouraging every Nigerian to think. Let us continue to throw around these thoughts in our heads. Maybe if we began to look at these things individually, from individual perspectives, without always looking out or seeking out someone to blame, someone to put it on, then we might begin to make some changes that will turn things around for us. I have a few stories to read you from our reported stories this morning. Before the program ends, don't forget to drop your comments and your contributions on the YouTube page. All right, we want to hear what you think about these conversations. Also, you can call live into the studio. You can drop your comments and contributions via text or WhatsApp. All right, we'll be able to get on it, and we would love to hear from you. From Sahara Reporters this morning, Central Bank report shows Nigerian economy under Tinubu fails to meet revenue target in 2024. We'll take that again. Central Bank report shows Nigerian economy under President Tinubu fails to meet revenue target in 2024. Okay, uh, let's see. There are a few more stories here that is supposed to be. Uh, okay, I'm trying to edit this for you. Okay, look at this one. As regards to Senator Natasha's sexual assault case, Senator Nwebonyi continues to speak about the altercation that he had with former Minister Obi Ezekwesili as regards Senator Natasha's situation with Senate President Godswill Akpabio. And he said on live TV yesterday that for a woman to tell me to shut my mouth, I am a red chief cap. Okay, I am a red cap chief in Igbo land, and it is unacceptable. All right, I'll take that again. For a woman to tell me to shut up my mouth, a red cap chief in Igbo land is unacceptable, says Senator Nwebonyi. Over to you, custodians of rights and traditions of Igbo land. You might want to explain Senator Nwebonyi's stand to us. Is he right or is he wrong? They are cooking him on the internet, as they say. The Gen Zs and other Nigerians are pulling him like the tiger generator. We'd love to hear what you think about that as well. Wike has asked the body of benchers to punish Professor Chidi Odinkalu for publicly criticizing the Nigerian compromised judiciary. All right, I'll take that again. Wike has asked the body of benchers to punish Professor Chidi Odinkalu for publicly criticizing Nigeria compromised judiciary. And these are the conversations that we're talking about. You dare not speak on the things that are not going right in the nation, because power will publicly turn around on you like you are an enemy of the state. These are the things that we have to deal with. All right, family condemns police raid in Edo community. The mass arrest, including their son, over the killings of Northerners. All right, public announcement, the Nigerian Army 89 is regular. Okay, I'm trying to get the stories. I don't know why they're abbreviating them so much. Okay, public announcement for Nigerian Army 89 regular recruit intake. All right, the recruitment into the Nigerian Army is free. There is a flyer, and the Nigerian Army is calling on young Nigerians to join the force. All right, it's a lot. We are going to paste them all over our social media just so that you can look at it and see what the incentives are. Look at what is being offered and see what you can do for your nation as a good Nigerian. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
You're very welcome, sir.
Yeah, this is Obadiah, calling from Enugu.
You're welcome.
You can see it's like, which is the one running this country? Is the one that he now decides who to punish and who not to be punished. He's telling, when he speaks, it's like, you see, it's not the one that, you see, when people say the judiciary is compromised, it is like, and it's quite prominent in this present government. You can see the level of corruption that is going on there. The kind of the conflicting, judgment they give here and there, it's very clear now. The one that happened in River State, how it all panned out, and you can see now, you can imagine what we can do. This is a real way, this terrible setup. Animal farm, complete. Somebody says zoo, and because he said the truth, that's not the color. That's why they are kept in there. It's nice here in this country. Imagine week. You see what is going on here. If you see the level of anarchy, it's terrible problem we have in our hands. You see, telling them to punish somebody for saying the truth. And that is the way we are going now. And talking about the killing, you see how the energy being asserted in condemning it, everything can dumb, and everything can dumb in the north. They are condemning it. But all the killings that ever happened here in the South, for now, up to this moment, we've never had that a single headsman has been, arrested or and persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it is not clear that there's an agenda going on. Something is in the offing in this country. They want to carry out something. And these people, they want to take over this country. We'll be saying it, and people don't see. It's not about, being, it's very clear. People have said it before, even though Obasanjo has made that comment, he has said it earlier. And that is exactly what Nadikali was hammering on. And then they've now kept him behind bars. Mm-hmm. And instead of, doing the right thing, they can't even find him guilty, the judge, his case is going to and fro. No conclusion. They can't even find a way of protecting justice. It's all about come here, come today, come tomorrow. The judgment, it's terrible. Yes. Terrible. I just can't continue. I'm sorry. It's a terrible situation we have in our hands. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Obadiah. I appreciate your perspective. God bless you. Have a lovely day ahead of you. Okay, I have just maybe 10 minutes before it's over this morning. You can still join me. Turns out the phone was kind of locked up. I don't even know how that happened. These network people. Good morning to you. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
You're welcome.
My name is Mazila Komeli. I am a native of Amoshiri in Uduma and in the local government.
You're welcome, Mazi.
Thank you very much. The other day, on 14th of February, I was in Liberia.
Okay.
In Olu, Eziago. And there's just numerous cows on the roof.
Okay.
So, and the policeman was stopping us in order to collect the normal contribution levy.
Yes.
Then I stopped the vehicle and I said, this young man, I thought any state government have banned open grazing.
Okay.
He said that it doesn't concern him. What is after his pocket? People claim that Nigeria is paying money.
This was his response.
I cannot tell you somebody told me. I'll see, 14th February, which is a Valentine, I was going to bed in Olu. The policeman said it clear to my ear. He really come up. Black and black, why come a flag? The policeman. That's what he said.
That it is not his business.
The issue of army people telling Nigerians to come and join the army.
Yes.
You people should not join Nigerian soldier.
Why would you encourage Igbos not to join the Nigerian army?
If you eventually join them, they themselves will be the one that will go to send you at Bologna so that they will first of all kill you first. That is what is happening. If Nigerian soldier can tell themselves the truth, from 2015 till now, the kind of soldier they have lost in their battalion, you will be shocked if they say the truth. The kind of soldier that they are alive in the battle in the Bologna state and the Zamfara and other places, you're going to be marveled.
Really?
You're going to shave you. I'm telling you. And somebody now is coming out now to tell us again to encourage young Nigerians. Although I encourage also young Nigerians to go and join them, but I encourage my people Igbos not to join anything called the social army in Nigeria. It's really unfortunate. Wow. Concerning the situation of Nyekachimwe Boy. Nyekachimwe Boy, if you do what the small picking will respect you, the small picking will respect you as well. Then if I was one marker, if you know better one as you pay me, John, maybe chief cap in Igbo land. It's not what will make you to be insulting your ancestors. It's not what will make you to be give an answer to your mother. You don't know that your mother can go to the cabinet and tell the members of the cabinet. They pay him the man they won't forget that because the time is at home. You can't tell me that you're going to insult your mother and you're telling me that you cannot take it. Obviously, you're supposed to age enough to be your mother. When you catch boy is just misfortune. You can enter politics and they become he's below 40 years. He's a young man. How old is him? Obviously, can you why are you talking to her in that manner? And you're still bragging. I don't know what Senate President Gospel about to give that young man. I don't know what to give him.
That's funny.
You know, give him releasing some mass of something so that he can be talking and talking like this thing you weak. I'm telling you, Nigerian politicians, they surprise me.
It's very, very funny. It can be funny sometimes.
It's very funny, my brother. It's very funny, my sister. I'm astonishing. It's more boy of yesterday. if adventure is not a politics, can he go and straight or go and talk to OBS?
I don't even
know. He cannot even bring have a handshake with her. He's not a politician. And find himself over there being a Senate.
If he wasn't a politician.
It's misfortune of time. Yeah.
I hear you.
That's why he's there.
Thank you so much, Mazi.
I'm still what give the young man the courage. The zeal, the impetus.
Yes.
Let me let my case here so that I'm guys who won't know you.
Thank you so much, my brother Mazi. God bless you. Mazilo, thank you very much for calling. All right, I have 3 minutes before I will have to run out of here this morning. If you are lucky, we have 1 minute. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm Obiana Cletus calling from Maryland.
You're welcome, Cletus.
You see, since this inception of this case of Natasha and Dabayo,
yes,
Onyekachi have refused to respect himself. He has sworn that he will bath himself with insults. He has not gotten anything. No. He's even complaining that a prestigious somebody as OBS told him to shut up. Very soon, children in the streets will equally tell him. They are already telling him on Twitter. That case started, nothing has been investigated. You came out to say that you were in the car with Natasha that day. They went to Ababio's house to do this one and do this one. Natasha complained that she was telling her she went back to the vehicle. Who asked you? Then, during the investigation, they made Ababio the speaker, the person that they are accusing is the one that will be in charge of the case.
It is true. It is true. It
and you are not ashamed of yourself to come out to
it is a real thing. It happened.
Then I read a statement from one Yoruba boy like that. I don't have a full name that came out to say why OBS was shouting him down is because he's from Ebony. That Igbos consider inferior. Igbos don't consider Ebony inferior. But when you behave in a certain pattern of behavior and prove yourself inferior, then you become inferior the way you put yourself to be.
Where he comes from what did he have to do with the altercation he had with Obia Kwesili on live TV that everybody saw? What has that got to do with where both of them came from?
When people want to start things off, they start saying things that are unnecessary and all that.
I hear you.
So let him go and take a seat and take a cold water and deep breath. Let that thing go naturally the way it should go. Then let justice be served.
I hear you.
It's too much for him.
I hear
Thank you.
Thank you very much, my good friend, for calling the program this morning. I quite appreciate you. I'm so sorry. I realized that the phone wasn't quite on. Something was wrong, and the whole time your calls weren't getting to me. I'm so sorry. I apologize, and I apologize more because today might just be one of those days. But I really want to thank everyone this morning for the value that you have proven that I actually bring. I appreciate you for that. Thank you for being with me and for proving time and again that I am quite good at what I do, and I do bring value to where I am. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Just keep your ears to the ground. My name is Mavis Atudume, and have a good morning.